Okay, this is the Alhambra Palace, and this palace is in Granada, Spain, which is in the southern part of Spain, and it was built between 1354 and 1391, and it is made with the materials whitewashed adobe stucco, wood, tile, paint, and gilding, and it is a beautiful example of palace architecture for the Islamic dynasty that settled here. It was built on top of a hilltop site of an early Islamic fortress, and this palace complex was the seat of the Nasrid dynasty, who were the last of the Spanish Muslim dynasty that ruled from 1232 to 1492. It was during their reign that Islamic territory shrunk to the southern part of Spain, and then eventually the Muslims were expelled from Spain, and the Christians take over. So this complex was saved by the Christians as an example of beautiful art, and it also will showcase the religion that they had conquered. So the complex itself is essentially a small town. There's about 1 mile of walls that surround it and 30 towers of varying size that enclose this city within a city. Inside the complex, it included government buildings, royal residences. There were gates, mosques, baths, servants' quarters, barracks, stables. There was a mint, workshops, and gardens. The complex was first and foremost a fortification, defined by the defensive wall with towers and gates atop a natural high point, and then surrounded by rocky terrain and a river. But it's well known for how decorated the inside is. Inside is exquisitely detailed and highly ornate, while in contrast, the outside, the exterior is quite plain. It was decorated with colored tile and a lot of carved stucco. And here, let me show you the next picture. Here's some of the inside pictures where you can see what it looks like from above, and then some of the domes that they have. So it was decorated with the colored tile and carved stucco, and the designs combine geometric patterns, natural floral motifs, and calligraphy with Quranic verse and poetry. And it arranged to form a dense network of rooms, and that was also mediated by airy gardens and pools. Water is a really important feature in this palace. The water in the fountain fills the garden with a sound of life, giving abundance. And then water inside, also divided into 4 channels, represents the 4 rivers of paradise. So gardens, water fountains, canals, pools, they're all a recurring theme, and the use of water is both practical and beautiful. Alhambra's use of water is ever present because you always hear it, you see it, and then the cooling qualities of being in close proximity to the water, where the canals were, the gardens, and the courtyards. It was even used indoors. So let's see. Also, it shares characteristics with a lot of the other examples of Islamic architecture, but it's unique in the way it complicates the relationship between the interior and the exterior. This is intended to be a place where you are to reflect. Okay, so, sorry. So then we have the Court of the Lions. The Court of the Lions is one of the features in this building that has very thin columns and heavy roofs. There's a feeling of weightlessness. There are intricate patterns sculpting the ceilings and walls, and the central fountain is supported by protective lions. That's where the name comes from. There's also animal imagery permitted in secular monuments. Parts of the walls are chiseled through to create vibrant light patterns within. Another area in this is called the Hall of the Sisters. And the Hall of the Sisters has 16 windows at the top of a hall. The light dissolves into a honeycomb of stalactites that dangle from the ceiling. We see abstract patterns and abstraction of forms. The Hall of the Sisters has 5,000 macarnas, and we can see the macarnas. Here are the stalactites here, where you can see them hanging down, and it's made of stucco. But then right here are the macarnas. You can see where they get that corbelled and how it projects forward, and that is definitely typical in this room. But there are 5,000 that refract the light, and that's carved into the stucco onto the ceiling. So it's a highly sophisticated and refined interior, and they believe that the Hall of the Sisters was used as a music room or possibly for receptions. So this is the palace at Alhambra, and you can see how large the complex is here with all the walls and the different gates that it is. Here's the aerial shot down here. That's the fountain with the lions, so you can see right there. And then this is the area in Spain where the Nasrid dynasty was. And that's the Alhambra Palace.